Well, I have to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I do live a very interesting life. There's very few dull moments about my life, unless it's my social life. That tends to be a little bit dull. But other than that, there's really not many dull moments in my life. And there's not any shortage of crazy either. And I understand that you're supposed to just say cray. I get it, but I'm old and I just don't like to say cray for some reason. It just seems, I don't like that word. So I'll just say crazy. And there's a lot of crazy in my world. And I don't, as a mysterious dust ball falls from the sky. Was it an orb? I used to not. I've gone through different ways of dealing with crazy. I've gone through different tactics of dealing with crazy. And right on cue, here comes Tracy Dyer. I've gone through different ideas of how to deal with crazy. And I'm not sure that I found the most workable method yet, but I am trying. And I'm always open to suggestion. I'm always open to, hello, Ultraviolet. I'm always open to suggestion, and I'm always open to advice from most people. And I got a pretty decent piece of advice this morning about dealing with crazy. Dave Mack says, how to deal with crazy, get a divorce. Well, we'll talk about that a little bit. But I get a lot of crazy, like yesterday. I was on with, was it yesterday or the day before? I was on with Rex Bear on Halloween. And actually, it was the day before Halloween. I was on with Rex the 30th and the 31st. And on the 30th, I was on with Rex. We were talking, and somebody in the chat room, in all seriousness, ladies and gentlemen, said, don't say LOL. Never say LOL again, because, ladies and gentlemen, LOL means Lucifer, our Lord. Lucifer, our Lord. Lucifer, blah, 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 blah. It means Lucifer, our Lord. You can never say LOL. And that's just crazy. That's crazy. That's Tracy gets the first LOL in, then Bill. And I know they're a coming. Spaces, water, tie. Yeah, here they come. But I saw that and it was like, this person's really serious. They really believe that LOL means Lucifer, our Lord, and that they shouldn't say it. That's crazy. Now, in times past and in shows past, and I think a show since then, I've had a tendency to get upset with manifest lack of intellectual capacity. And that time I used it as a foil for a joke. It was funny. And to this day, well, it's been 3 days, but now I text, instead of saying LOL, I'll say Lucifer, our Lord, but instead that's a lot to text. So then I just started putting capital L, little L, capital L. And if you look at it, let me put it in the chat room. LOL. If you look at that, if you kind of look at it, it's almost like a person with their head bowed, lifting their hands up, like they're actually worshiping Lucifer, our Lord. So that's how I do LOL now. It's got to be capital L, little o, capital L. And every time I do it, it makes me smile. I mean, every single time now. So Tracy's, oh, that's creative. It's kind of like, I see what you're doing there, like a mirror image thing. I like that, Tracy. So now, instead of getting mad or getting upset or lambasting someone about the LOL, Lucifer, our Lord, now it's a little joke for me. So I just smile at it. So that's an example of crazy is as it does. So if you allow crazy to get you angry, well, then crazy will be something that get you angry. But if you decide that crazy is going to entertain you, why then you can be entertained by crazy. And I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but I would much rather be entertained by crazy than to be upset by crazy. I'd rather be entertained by crazy than be angered by crazy. I'd rather be entertained by crazy than to have crazy cause me to react in a way that is outside my own control. It's really not outside my own control. I'd rather make better choices around crazy. So, I mean, that's one way we can react to crazy. That's crazy. It does deserve mockery, and that it also has that added benefit of mocking the crazy, because you're obviously illustrating absurdity by being absurd. And yeah, reacting to crazy with humor is one good, effective way. Now, you can also stop creating crazy in your life. You can also stop creating crazy in your life. Did you know that that's possible? And did you know that a lot of times we're manifesting crazy in our own lives? And it's a lot easier. Crazy is as it does. And if you quit manifesting it in your life, you won't have as much of it. And that's very, very powerful. Now, somebody talked about divorce. Some of us, for some reason, have had the misfortune, or the propensity is a better word, have had the propensity to attract crazy. Yeah, it's called a divorce, as Bill H. To attract crazy. Now, you can choose whether you want to have crazy in your life or not. You can choose. And I understand, ladies and gentlemen, the attraction of crazy. Ultraviolet says crazy is genius. Yeah, but Gary, yeah, but there's crazy and there's crazy. There's crazy fun and there's crazy not so much fun. So we need to begin to start a mental process, or even better, a series of mental processes. That's more than one process or process that will allow us to identify not so good crazy early. And somebody makes a good, Jeannie Griffin makes a good distinction between crazy and insane. Ultraviolet says good crazy. Yeah, I'm not so sure if that's real anymore. Good crazy. Law of attraction at work. Yeah, thanks a lot, Ms. Dyer. Really appreciate that. Yeah, I'll take that. I think I need to go to the burn unit after that. That was a pretty good burn. But anyway, hello, burn unit. Anyway, yeah, could be. And we have to start asking ourselves why and how. And you can decide whether you want to have crazy in your life. Crazy is as crazy does. If you keep walking into crazy, if you keep going out with crazy, if you keep hooking up with crazy, if you keep linking up with crazy, then you're going to have crazy. And it's your fault. Plain and simply, it's your fault. Because I know that there are people out there that aren't crazy. There's just not as many people as I thought that are not crazy. And for some reason, people like us. I mean, think of this. Think of what you like to listen to. Think of what you like to watch. Think of what you like to think about. Think about what you like to research. And then go ask 100 people if it's crazy or not. You're going to get 101 to tell you, yes, it is crazy. So it's a little bit more difficult for us. Theodora says it's a training to handle crazy. It's an even more important training to say, I don't want nothing to do with it. But with us in our genre, it's a little different because we're all crazy. We're all crazy. And you have to decide, and you have to learn, and you have to be able to discern, and you have to be able to develop the fine art of detecting what kind of crazy we are. Because it's a good lesson to be careful what you believe. Also, the seeds we're planting in other people who don't realize their creative power through belief. Tanha Group, I like it. So we're all crazy. If you're in the genre, you're crazy. Crazy being defined as outside the realm of normalcy for this current world and culture, which is fine. But then there's crazy or cray, as some of you like to term it as a technical term. And yeah, you just got to begin to think about it. You just got to begin to avoid it. And you just got to begin to start saying, you know what? Is it worth it? That's kind of the question. Is it worth it? How does cray affect the mission? How does cray affect my life? How does cray affect my energy, my spirit? Is it worth it? Because let's face it, crazy can be fun. Crazy's never boring. Crazy's always interesting. And crazy's kind of cool in a what's going to happen next kind of way. And for us in this genre, that's a little bit appealing. Until it's not. And crazy is as crazy does. And you got to get to that place where, like I said, we're all crazy. That's a default. But we got to make sure we stay good crazy. Robert, USN vet, third generation. Our community is one full of the most loving, but likeliest, loneliest group. It's a cost of the search for truth, and I'm good for that. Gary makes a great point. Gary, you make a great point, my friend. Gary, in 2 words, has made a great point. He says, crazy sex, ? Hard to argue with that one, Gary. Hard to argue with that one. But then again, there's crazy and there's crazy. So anyway, I don't know how we got on that detour. Yeah, and not bat-ass crazy. Right. There's crazy and then there's bat-ass crazy. And we want to stay this side of bat-ass, I think. Because crazy is as crazy does. You can get mad about crazy, or you can let crazy entertain you. Let crazy definitely has a spectrum. There's some smart people in here. I like this. Crazy does have a spectrum. And we need to stay on the good side of that spectrum. And it all comes down to let crazy entertain you. Don't let crazy offend you. Don't let crazy anger you. What's the second definition? Broken, impaired, full of cracks or flaws. Yeah, you don't want that broken, impaired, full of cracks or flaws kind of crazy. And there's a lot of it out there, cousins. A lot of it out there. Joshua offers some synonyms to crazy: passionate about, very keen on, enamored of, infatuated with, smitten with, and devoted to. Ooh, Amber, very, very well stated. You can rule crazy, or crazy can rule you. Let crazy entertain you. Don't let it rule you. Let crazy entertain you. Don't let it get you into a place where you don't want to be. And don't let it get you into a place where you're consistently in a place that you don't want to be. Because, I mean, we can all deal with crazy. We can transmute crazy. But do you want to spend all of your time transmuting crazy into usable, workable energy? Do you want to spend all your time dodging crazy? Do you want to spend all your time managing crazy? Do you want to spend all of your time dealing with crazy? No. Nope. I've decided, no, thank you. Because if you keep slamming your hand in a drawer, bam, I got a drawer here. Bam, bam, bam. It feels a whole lot better when I stop. Happy Friday to Ashley Gypsy. So crazy is as crazy does. Let crazy entertain you, but don't let it own you. Let crazy entertain you, but don't let it own you. Manage crazy, don't let crazy manage you. I know it's a little fun until it's not. When I see those things in others, it reminds me of a time when I was a bit crazy myself, and to be grateful for the growth. People will always call things they don't understand crazy for the most part. True. True. Hi, Jeff. I just found your channel and love it. Thank you, Proud Texan. I love that you love it. People call me crazy as a compliment often. I mix up the mundane with interesting topics, such as the ones discussed on this show. Perfectly stated, B-Bond. I'm crazy. Absolutely crazy, no doubt about it. I don't like crazy when they follow you home, says Jeannie Griffin. Yeah, that's below average when that happens. So, brow sweat blessing, there's nothing crazy about that. That makes perfect sense to me. So think about it. Next time you see crazy, do a little math. Is it worth it? Next time you see crazy, and then you can be crazy like a fox, and that's always good. I'm known as Crazy Julie because I always try to smile and laugh. Nothing wrong with that. If you're known as Crazy Julie because you throw knives at people, it's a little different story. Little different story. Tracy says, if you start seeing a lot of crazy, turn away from the mirror. Well played, Tracy Dyer. Well played. Not all crazy doesn't have peace. I get sometimes, how can you can't have peaceful craziness. There's no way you can have peaceful craziness. Ronnie Yanni, chapter and verse. Oh, he was called crazy. You're right. You're right. They said that he was called demon possessed, actually. He wasn't called crazy, but I get it. I get it. Yeah. Space is water being inappropriate. What else is new? So, ladies and gentlemen, just a little thought, just a little idea, just a little something I thought I would submit for your consideration. It was dropped into my mind this morning, and I decided, you know what? Let me drop this into some other minds of 30,000 or so of my favorite other minds. So there you go. Take it or leave it. Use it or don't use it. I like crazy. Crazy's fun. I get crazy's okay. I like great. Well, let me ask you something. If you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to keep getting what you've always got. How's that working for you, cousin? How's that working for you? I'm Jeffrey Darty. This is New Cosmic Knowledge. We are the last generation of real humans. Let's unindoctrinate ourselves. Let's create ourselves. Let's build the life we love. Let's do the inside job. And it's all an inside job. We are the last generation of real humans. Do we have time to spend a lot of time on crazy, or do we need to manage crazy and not let crazy manage us? We're the last generation of real humans. Let's get busy.